Good morning, friends. Today I'm going to discuss about checked property. So here checked is a property used for radio button and as well as checkboxes. So suppose give an example. I have a page with gender having two radio buttons. Here if I select any one of the radio button, I can select only one radio button. So the property of the radio button selected is nothing but a checked property. So if user doesn't select any radio button, then I can show a message as no radio button selected. But if user select either male or female, when I click on submit, then we should see that what are the user selected, the value, either male or female. This is one of the option. So here, if user select a radio button, that means we can find out the value of a radio button whether checked or not using checked property. So here I have a two radio buttons. Input type is radio and value is male and female, and I will group the radio buttons using a name gender. And I have a button. Input type is submit and value is submit, and I have provided ID is button submit. So here div element is ID having div result. So when I click on submit, I will show the message output in the div element. So here, so on click on submit, so that means the ID of a button dot click. When click happen, we have to do some functionality. So that's the reason I define a function. So here what we need to do, first we will see whether radio button is selected or not. First we'll get that radio button. So input type is radio. So input type is radio, and whether it's selected or not using checked property. So this will give that radio button selected or not. So result I will put into one variable. If result dot length, that means if none of the radio button is not selected, that means less than 0, then I will show the no radio button selected, and I will append this to the div div result controller or div controller using HTML method. Similarly, if user selected radio button, that means length is greater than 0, then I will show the whatever the radio button selected, that means using result, that is which is selected dot val, then I will append the is checked. So this is about radio button. Let's work with this example. Then I will paste this body section which is required for displaying the respective HTML. Here the special character is inserted because of I copied from the OneNote, just replace with empty space. So able to resolve the issues. Control KD to align the HTML. So on click on submit, button. First I will verify whether radio button is selected or not using checked property. If radio button selected, that means length is greater than 0, then I will find out that radio button value using val property. Then I will display into the div controller. If radio button is not selected, that means less than 0, then I will go to else block and I will just display the no radio button selected. Just execute this. So click on submit, no radio button selected. If you click on female, submit, female is checked. Click on male, male is checked. It's working as expected. I can work with the checkboxes as well. So checkboxes is something like here. This is my page. So if you do not select anything, any skill, then click on submit. No checkboxes checked. Message need to be displayed. If users select any one of the checkboxes, uh, select all the checkboxes, then when I click on submit, we have to see the how many number of checkboxes selected by user, and we have to display the what are the checkboxes selected by user. So here similarly how we work with the radio button, we can do the same thing. First we can find out whether checkbox is selected or not using input type. Type is checkboxes, and if it is selected, this is checked. So if user selected the checkboxes, that means I will get the length greater than 0. Then the number of checkboxes can be found out using a dot length. So I will append the text, this number of checkboxes checked. I will put a next line. So that's the reason I added the break. Next, I should show the what are the checkboxes are selected here. So I can append with this message result string. So first, the result variable having the list of checkboxes which are selected. So I have the list of collection that needs to be looped. So using result.each function can be looped for the list of checkboxes. So I write a function which is looped. So here I am appending with the result string plus equal to, then I will find out the each element using dollar this dot value. Will get the value of a checkboxes which is selected. Then I will put a breakpoint to go to the next line. So I will get all the information result string and I will display into the div controller. Suppose if user doesn't select anything, that means length is 0, it will go to else block and I will display so no checkbox is selected. So let's copy this, then copy the respective HTML, a special character is added here, replaced. So Control K to align the HTML. I have the list of checkboxes and group with the name, and I have a input type is I have the input type is submit type button. So when users click on submit, then we should show result in the div element. So here I will verify whether checkbox is selected. So input type is checkbox colon checked is a property. So I will get the checkbox is selected or not in the result variable. Then if length is greater than 0, that means user select the at least one checkbox. So then I will get the number of checkboxes selected using dot length, how many number of checkboxes selected here. Then I will put a breakpoint and I have the result in the list of checkboxes selected in the result variable. So I will loop each variable and I will append this to string. So I use that each function, then I write a anonymous function. Here I'm going to append each value, that is using the current values is defined by the dollar this dot value. I will get the value of each element, then I will put a breakpoint. I will append this to the with the result string, and I will display once I added all the information like how many number of checkboxes added and what are the checkboxes selected, that the information is here. So I will display into the div controller using HTML method. Save this, execute this. So I will not select anything. Let's see, no checkbox is selected. If I select JavaScript and VB, so two checkbox selected and JavaScript VB. I select C Sharp, I will get C Sharp. If I select jQuery, I will select all the values. Thank you for listening this video.